All right, good morning, everyone. This is progress meeting 21 for the Donovan Smith Mobile Home Park Sewer and Water Extension Project. I'm glad to announce it'll probably be the last progress meeting. The project, we are at, that's not right, 562 days. 629 days. That leaves us 1 day left on the contract, and I'm happy to report the project is substantially complete, and was probably substantially complete as of a couple weeks ago. And we'll go through a little bit of what was done in the last month and what remains to be done, little minor punch list items. So all the paving was completed in the last month. That's the paving within the community and the paving out of Donovan's Road. So there's no more paving to be done. All the restoration due to water services, sewer laterals, et cetera, the edges of the road, the edges of the paving, all that work has been completed. So the work left to be completed, and that's going to be done in the next couple of days, is to complete the speed bumps. Are they done, Dwayne, or were they working on those today?
Finished them yesterday.
So the speed bumps are in. There's striping associated with the speed bumps, and there's stop bars that need to be done, and there's some signs also that are associated with the speed bumps. Johnny, when is that work happening?
So the striping is scheduled for the 19th, and then I'm assuming the signs will be done right around the same time.
Okay. That is really the last of the work to be done on the project. There always is on these projects what we call a little punch list. It's a list of minor things that Dwayne has, accumulated through the project, and we'll give those to the contractor. He'll finish those punch list items, and then the project will be closed out. So we are at the end of the line of this long project. Just repeating again, because it's such an important milestone on the project, that all the water and sewer services have been connected. There were 132 installed sewer laterals, 91 are connected. There's 91 units now are connected with the sewer, and 134 on the water services side, and 91 of those are connected also. So everyone is all connected into the board's water and sewer system. The SRF funding, Keith, I know we have been receiving certified payrolls weekly from Teal. We've been reviewing those. All has been fine there. I think we've been saying to get one more set of wage rate interviews, which we did on, I think it was October 10th. We got another set. So I think that makes 2 for the project. The progress photos, Keith, I was out a couple days and we got you a bunch of progress photos. Are they sufficient for your needs, or do you need additional?
We sent them up the line and never heard anything else about them. So they either used them or they just said,
Okay.
we're using something else.
And Monica, I sent you tons of photos and you got them. So they're satisfactory for you also. That's great. Okay. On the payment side, Johnny, we've processed 1 through 18. Hopefully we're gonna have one more, maybe 2 more payments on the project. DelDOT items, the final paving, as you probably observed, was completed out on Donovan's Road, and no issues there with DelDOT when that work was completed. Safety, to date, no safety issues at all on the project, which is always a great thing. And a little bit of work left, Johnny, just a reminder, keep it safe. You're responsible for, meeting all safety requirements, OSHA, et cetera. Job site conditions, resident complaints, I don't know of any since the last meeting. Dwayne, you aware of any resident complaints since the last meeting?
Mostly the speed bumps and a couple of yard transition things.
Speed bumps, what kind of complaints?
They're flat.
Too flat?
They're not speed bumps.
Yeah. We clocked somebody doing 50 yesterday by our house. In the development.
Interesting.
It's a lift, that's all it is. It's just a little lift.
Yeah.
Traffic calming is what it is, not speed bump.
That's correct, traffic calming, yep.
It don't come.
So and you know, we get this a lot, it cuts both ways. Some people want them where it'll do damage to your vehicle if you go too fast. And, you know, so that's where the design comes from. They can't be so much that, you know, like I said, it would cause damage.
Plus, they're not all installed where they were.
Below our house, there used to be one, and they didn't put one in there.
Yeah. So maybe that would help a little bit more, because there was one, like, a house and a half down from us.
That's what was holding the water up, to keep it from going down the road. It would hit that speed bump and roll back into the yard.
Yeah, so I would have to take a look at that, how we arrived at the locations. I think they were just kind of spread uniformly. I don't know that we specifically looked at putting them exactly where they were before.
Yeah, because there was one there, and then there's one where they put it up the road. The one up the road they have in, but the one below our house, there is no speed bump. So when they come around the corner, it's like an open racetrack
Yeah,
to the road.
gives them a good,
Yeah, they get a good
runway.
run. I'm just saying because when one of these little kids get hit, they're playing out in the street, you know, then you have to answer for that. Somebody does.
The driver.
And the insurance.
If they have insurance.
If they have insurance.
I'll take a look at that.
Okay.
Inspector hours used to date, there were 3,500 hours allocated for the project, and I think where we shook out was 2,318 hours total on the project. There were no weather delays since the last meeting. There were no contingency items used since the last meeting. Johnny, just a reminder, I need to get as-bills for both water and sewer. They're in the works. There were no change orders since the previous meeting, just the 3 that we've had, you know, for several months now. There were $190,862 worth of change orders. With that, I'm going to go around the room and see what, if anyone has questions of any sort. And just, I don't know, Robin, so we're going to have a final walkthrough with the funding agencies at the end of this meeting. We're going to go out to the site. Is that open to the public, or?
I don't think we can stop the public from being,
Okay,
it's just, if you have any questions now, it'd be best to bring them up now, instead of, we're trying to not make this a moving meeting out there at the site.
yeah, that's a good idea. So basically, this final walkthrough is the funding agencies, both DENREC and DHSS, we walk the site. I think, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong here, you guys want to see the project completed. You're funding the project. You want to take a look at some of the work, I guess generally, not so specifically. And I don't know, you guys tell me, are we going to walk the entire site? What's the plan there?
Depends on timing, probably the majority of it at least.
Yeah, I mean, typically, we don't have to walk the entire site, just get an idea. I mean, typically, you just go with whatever your punch list is, and if you need to look at something, then
Okay.
you walk to it and say, okay, this looks good, or, so, you know, we were there last month as well, so, I mean, they were paving at that point, so it's
Good.
pretty far along. We got to see a lot of the infrastructure already in.
Okay, so we're going to do that as soon as we're finished here, but we can go around the room. We could start with Janelle,
I'm good, thank you.
Robin,
I'm good.
Nothing.
Johnny. I'll go this way.
I was, but it's not in the park, but in that whole process of the working on Donovan Road, not the last time, but throughout that time, the speed limit signs were all knocked down and never been replaced.
Not this project, but the previous project?
Yeah, well, it was, yeah, and during all that time, but it was, you know, one of the big machines ran into it and knocked it down. They never put it back up and they just took it away. And needless to say, Donovan Road is a speedway.
I'll look into that.
Thank you. I contacted, Mark Schaefer a long time ago when I got signs in my yard, but he didn't follow through with anything.
Okay. Yeah, that's Del Dot's issue really, but,
Yeah.
they're probably gonna come back if it's true that our contractor previous to this project,
Yeah, it was the ones that, who was the other ones that did the pipe down?
Mumford and Miller.
Yeah, it was those guys.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. They're long gone, so we'll have to talk about
Okay.
getting that replaced. Ma'am,
No, I'm good.
we'll go this way, then we'll go that way.
Okay, I have something else. What's gonna happen with the makeshift roads that, you use to detour traffic?
That'll all be restored.
Okay, because they're still using it, and they're also using the, right behind our house. I don't know where that got started.
Yeah, where they took the trucks in and out when they were moving the macadam.
But, you can see the road.
So all that'll be restored and graded the way it was and seeded.
But I mean, how are we gonna keep them from going up there?
Them being the contractor,
No,
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 these
No,
are
the-
cars.
everybody, that's their shortcut.
Yeah, that's their shortcut
Instead of
now.
coming around that bend and going all the way out now, they just cut up there and go out through the circle.
Because they think it's a road.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a new
know.
road now.
might need to put some sort of temporary, cones
not
up
in
or
or
something like that.
Yeah,
till the
I'd reach
grass
out
grows.
to the maintenance people, for the community and see if they can put a sign or something up to address that.
When you come out for your walk, you'll see what we're talking about.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
There has been talk about putting some type of barriers across
Yeah.
even the alleyways where the watershed used to be. So they're gonna try to block everything off, so the park probably handle that.
Okay.
Monica, we'll go back that. Good. Tim?
Okay, I'll mention two things. I was in the park 2 days ago, and these are just observations. I don't know where you are, and that's why I'm here to learn about where you are in the restoration. I have two questions. First of all, in the large area that used to serve as the septic area, that field area, it's been regraded and it looks much better than it has in the past. But what my concern is, was the grading done to accommodate water flow off that site? Or is water gonna be held on that site?
So Dwayne, correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't really do any regrading there. You're talking about the old septic field
That's
between.
correct, and in
yeah.
effect, it's a oblong circle, if you will.
Yeah. So there was no regrading there. So until the old system was abandoned, you couldn't even walk out there.
Right.
Let alone drive a vehicle out there.
Correct.
And then once it got abandoned, I think the fellows were parking there, a lot of the workers were parking there.
Right.
But that has never been regraded, it was never in the scope to regrade that.
Well, I guess what I noticed was that it seems to be a field of dirt now rather than turf. And
Yeah.
so that takes me to the next question then about restoration. When you see the area, the perimeters along the roads, are you gonna also see that lot?
So all the restoration, all the restored areas, edge of road,
Yep.
the trenches that were put in for water and sewer, all those are gonna be restored. They've been planted, but as you know, it hasn't rained in like a month, so I
More
think
than that, yeah.
right, that's part of the reason that hasn't taken, but we will stay on the contractor to make sure he gets a stand of grass there. This is a this is a common problem that we have on lots of projects.
Right, and was the type, and I'm in the weeds on this, and that's no pun intended, but for the type of seeding that you did you do a hydro seeding, or did you do a seed where you just seeded and then?
So Teal, so the plumbing contractor they hired, they did the restoration for the water and sewer laterals and services. I think they just broadcast seeded, right? No hydro seeding. The work that Teal has done, restoring the edge of roads, they hydro seeded.
Okay, because I've been in the park several times over the last month, and as you know, I don't see any signs of any
Yeah.
seed growth, anything germinating.
Yeah, and I'm aware of that too. I mean, I think that's primarily due to the fact we haven't had any rain.
Right, I'm aware of the drought.
I know here and there, when I've been out there, here and there, and maybe Dwayne's been doing this too. So the plumbing contractor that did the services, and when he did his restoration probably a couple months ago. But I've been telling the people as I see them, if you'd like, water that section so you can get the grass to grow. But they're not obligated to do that, but it's really just been a function of how dry it has been, why that hasn't taken. So look, they'll have to come back and reseed if that doesn't take.
Okay, thank you.
Derek?
You might have said something about it earlier, but abandonment reports for all the septic tanks need to still be submitted to the generator.
To you?
Yeah.
I have all those from the contractor. We could go this way in this front row here, Dan.
I have no questions, thank you.
We're just here, we're DeMoa, Delaware Manufactured Homeowners Association.
Okay.
And we've been involved with this community for years and years and years. And we were asked if we just come out and see what they've done, basically it's a new community now, pretty much. From what we, the years that we have spent in there trying to get KDM to do something with the old septic field, abandoned the tanks, they collapsed. So, yeah, we just kind of interested to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge improvement.
Yeah, I'm sure, no doubt. Anything would have been improvement, okay, anything. But, yeah, we just interested to see what has finally been done, after all these years of battling with KDM.
Sam?
Yes, I'd like to, you have a couple of lots in there that have driveways, but you didn't put an egress in there. And I don't know what that was about. It's like, I think 3 or 4 of them, they have gravel driveways, but you didn't put the little asphalt egress into the driveway.
He only did it where we had blacktop driveways. We weren't obligated to put a blacktop driveway into where the stone.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think what you are referring to, some of those only have crushed stone and some have an asphalt section. So we only replaced in kind. So if you see a section where there's crushed stone now, it was like that previously. We didn't, and if you see a section that's asphalt, they got new asphalt because that's.
But it's kind of flip-flop. There's a few that have gravel and you made a asphalt access to it. Some of them you did and some you didn't.
Yeah, you're gonna have to point them out specifically to me.
And I'm with him about the septic field. You seem to have graded it. It had a little hump on it before, and the water kind of ran down the side of the road. Now, what you did have some grading done on there, because I was watching how the tractor kind of leveled it out a little bit, and it looks like now when it rains, all the water is going to run into the street and down to the lower end, and it looks like it's luckily we haven't had a rain, but the way you graded it, the grade goes right even with the driveway, with the streets. And when it rains, it looks like the water is going to run right onto the streets down to the lower part. And Ms. Concepcion, the lady at the end down there, I think it's D3, and she said the water when it has rained, it run in. I mean, it's like 6 or 7 inches of water that runs down from the street down to the lower end where I am and where she is. The water is gonna be a major problem coming down there.
The only grading that was done on the project is where equipment has run across the field and put ruts in it. We filled the ruts and graded it off. That's the only grading that was done to that field.
But it does look like it's not as high as it was.
Well, it's hard to look at something when you have full grass on it and it's green, and now it's dry and all the traffic is running under, the grass has died. You can see every little bump in it. But you cannot see that when it's green.
But I'm just saying, the way it's graded now, it's, when it rains, all the water is gonna run down the street. And to me, we just have to wait and see where the water comes when it rains.
Again,
I believe
we
it
did
was
not do
all-
any grading to the field.
Yeah, I believe it was always mounded slightly, but. Reese?
I'm good.
Keith? Good. This gentleman here?
Thank you. For the record, I'm John Pardee. I'm the attorney for the community
Okay.
owner. And we were asked to be here today. Some of the management is here, Vernon Zweifelk and a couple others, and we're going to accompany you to the meeting on site. We were told that there would be something turned over to the owner effective today. I don't know what that means exactly, if there's like a key to the kingdom or something. But if there's anything that is required of the community owner in terms of maintenance responsibility, we'd certainly appreciate understanding what that would be so I can convey that to my client. So we're here to listen and appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure who said to you it would be turned over. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure where that came from. I don't recall, but I received an email saying that there would be something, you know, the system would be turned over to the community owner. And my understanding is that the BPW continues to own the entire system. They have easements across our property to maintain it. So I don't know, but if there is something that you require of the community owner, you know, we're here to understand that. Thank you.
Gentleman back?
No questions, no comments, sir.
Good, okay. Well, we're gonna head out. Everybody knows where it is, so we'll head out and, how about we meet, what's the best place to park for a meet?
Probably down at this field.
Oh,
At Seneca and Grandview and Forest.
okay.